What's going on, everybody? It's Jamie. Welcome to the channel Thiftonfire. Today is mostly going to be a what sold video, similar to the one I did earlier in the week. I'm going to give you 10 things that sold for me recently on Poshmark, eBay, and Depop. I also got some insulation back here. I'll kind of give you an update of what's going on with the shed. So I got this R14 pink insulation with our buddy, the Pink Panther on it. It's always fun. We got a box full of just plastic wrap here. So we're gonna put the insulation in, plastic wrap it. I also got some lights here. These are the same lights that you see in my current eBay room. I think we're just gonna mount them like this for the time being. And then to power them, we're just gonna use this guy right here. I did wind up buying one of these power blocks, this lithium. It's a backup, really. I honestly think that's probably all I'm gonna need for quite a while. It'll run my lights probably for, well, I'll have to put it to the test to see how it actually works, but it's supposed to run the lights for probably a day and a half, 2 days. That's just after it's charged. It takes less than an hour to charge. I might run a fan in there. I might get a little stationary heater if I was gonna be in there when it's cooler, but you know, nothing crazy. I don't think I'm gonna run hydro directly to it. I think that's all I really need for now, but yeah. Only time will tell. Like I said, we'll put that thing to the test. It's really meant for like van life or like somebody with an RV that's going off grid. So it's definitely meant to run some pretty decent stuff, but it's not going to run like an entire household or anything like that. All right, the first thing we sold was a John Players. I think it's like an F1 racing hat. It's definitely old vintage hat, snapback. Sold it for $39 on Poshmark. I think that was pretty good. I thought I was gonna get about 50, something like that, but you know, somebody offered me $39. I decided to take it because right now I'm just sort of trying to take offers and move stuff out if possible. And I think that's still pretty good return on investment because I know I picked that up out of the Goodwill bins and it's super lightweight. Would not have paid much for that at all. The next thing we sold on Poshmark was a pair of New Balance 660s. I think I got $33 for these. I assume they came from the Goodwill bins. I don't remember picking these ones up actually, but seems like something I would pick up at the Goodwill bins. If not, I would have paid a max of $8 at a thrift store. That's usually what I like to pay, somewhere between $6 to $8. Unless I'm picking up at the Goodwill bins, then they're probably $2 or $3. But regardless, I sold these for $33 plus shipping on Poshmark. Next up, we have another Poshmark sale. These are a pair of Salomon hiking shoes or boots. They're sort of like in between, right? They're like a mid top, I guess. I got $40 for these. Salomon is a great brand. If you see it, definitely pick them up. They make all kinds of hiking stuff. They also make like bindings for like skis and snowboards and stuff like that, or like the boots, I guess is what I mean to say. So it's like a really good brand for like outdoor gear. So check it out if you see Salomon in a thrift store or at a garage sale or anywhere. Definitely comp it because it'll probably be worth picking up. Next up, we sold a youth Pittsburgh Penguins jersey. This definitely came from the Goodwill bins. I kind of looked it over a couple times. I wasn't sure if I was going to pick it up the particular day that I did grab it. I'm glad I did because it sold for $45 on Poshmark.ca. Next, we sold a TNA book bag on Poshmark.ca. Now this sold for about $40. I think I had it listed a little higher, so I think it was the best offer that was sent out on behalf of Posh Sidekick. So pretty happy with that $40 sale. I actually got this from my wife. She was using it for a bit. I think she got it from a friend. She decided to use a leather bag, or I think like a fake leather bag. And she's like, hey, if you want to throw this on Poshmark or whatever, go ahead. I did, and it wound up selling for $40. So I originally thought I was gonna maybe put some insulation in the walls today, maybe hang the lights, do some of that stuff. Today's been a run around. We're doing an event in Tillsonburg. So Tranquility, our spa, is doing an event in Tillsonburg. Turtle Fest is just like a local community festival that they do every year. We're gonna do a bunch of like games and giveaways. I'm actually gonna be like grilling up some hot dogs. So we're gonna do hot dogs and drinks. All the money we make from the food, we're donating to a local charity called Perfect Companion, which is basically like they rescue cats. And if there's like feral cats, I think they will like fix them and try to find them a home and stuff like that, right? So it's a really great place. Amanda actually had volunteered there before. She really enjoyed it. It's just, you know, volunteer time is hard to give. I actually want to volunteer there, but I haven't been able to. It's hard to make time to do those things. I should make time to do them because I think it is a really great cause. But that's what we're doing. We're going to donate our money to Perfect Companion. I'll put a link down below to their website. You can check it out. I think they've got a website and a Facebook page. It's a really great cause. So I'm happy that we're able to do that. As far as the shed goes, I don't know. I was hoping to get some stuff done on it today, but you know, we actually have to go back. When my wife gets back today, we have to go back out town and drop some more stuff off for Turtle Fest, for the event that we're doing tomorrow. So I don't know that I'll have time. And if I do, I probably won't be filming it because I still have to edit this video to get it up. But let me tell you a few more things that sold for me recently. All right, so on Poshmark.com, we sold an Atlanta Braves jersey. Now, I'm pretty sure I picked this up from one of the wholesale buys. So I bought this wholesale and flipped it for $45 US. I probably would have paid maybe $10 for this. You know, I'd have to go back and watch the video and figure out what I figured out for, you know, average cost of goods. But I know at that point we were doing per item, and I think I just went back and did that anyway. But I think I was paying like 10 to 15 bucks. So max I paid was $15 for this jersey, which is fine because normally with sports jerseys in general, I try to pay 20 or less. That's sort of the goal when I pick them up. But yeah, this Atlanta Braves jersey did sell for $45 USD on Poshmark. Next up, I picked up these shoes at the Goodwill bins. They're a pair of Converse, but they're like the flip tongue ones. So they've got like two tongues with multiple colors. They're a really cool shoe. The only really downfall to them is they were a youth size. Now I sold them, I think, as the equivalent of a women's 8.5 and put in the listing. It's actually a youth size, but that's the way I went ahead and sold them. So they probably, if they were an actual adult size, I probably could have got a little bit more money, but I still got $22 USD for these on Poshmark.com. All right, so now we have a Depop sale. Now I had somebody reach out and say that they wanted to buy this Nike polo that I had, but they were from Switzerland, and asked if I could turn on international shipping. I had asked them to give me a little more information about their address so I could look it up. They went ahead and did that. They said it'll probably cost $30 from Canada or from maybe the US. I forget. I think my Depop is set where it looks like I'm in the US. So they probably figured I was in the US and it was going to cost a little more money. I wound up charging $20 US shipping on this. And it actually wound up only costing me about $7 or $8 Canadian for the shipping. So I actually made it pretty good on it. Now, normally I might consider refunding some of that shipping cost, but I'm actually calling that part of my handling cost. And I talked about it a little bit on the Eh-To-Zed Reseller podcast with John. I talked about this sale in particular, and if you want to hear more about it, definitely check into this week's episode. It's just, you know, for me personally, I don't really like to ship internationally a lot, and there's a lot of risk going into it as well. So, you know, I definitely put the price up higher than I needed to for the shipping, but you know, watch the video and we'll talk about it a little bit in the Eh-To-Zed Reseller podcast. Next up, I had a sale from a repeat buyer. This was a VCR. It's a Panasonic Blue Line. These things normally go for much better money, but I got around $50 for it on eBay. Like I said, from a repeat buyer, so somebody who's bought from me before. Now, the other thing with this particular VCR is this is one of the times where I really wish I had an Etsy account still, because these VCRs on Etsy were selling for like $90 to over $100 sometimes. I haven't looked recently to see what they sell for on Etsy, but they're always like almost double of what you can get on eBay. So I really liked selling VCRs on Poshmark, on Etsy. I do try to sell VCRs still on Poshmark, but this particular one did sell on eBay for around $50. All right, the last thing I'm gonna share with you guys is the Toronto Blue Jays replica jacket. Now I've sold a couple. I had, I think, 3 or 4 of these, and I've sold 2. So I must have had 4. I think I've sold 2 of them. I have one at the antique booth still, and this one sold for, I'm just gonna look at my sheet here, $31. So I've got anywhere between 31, this might be the lowest, all the way up to 50 for these things. I've also had some issues with them online, because when I list them, they're supposed to be like a replica, I think like 1992 bomber jacket, but the word replica sometimes gets flagged and taken down because they think you're selling something counterfeit, even though this was a stadium giveaway. So I like to sell these things, and I do sell lots of stadium giveaways, but this particular one has been taken down a couple of times from different websites, so I don't relist them. So I think it got taken down from Depop, and I just left it off of Depop. And I think it might have got taken down from Etsy when I was still selling on Etsy, because they thought it was potentially counterfeit. So it was just listed on Poshmark Canada and US and eBay. And like I said, I do have one in the antique booth still, but you know, I figured I kind of want to get rid of this thing because it seems to get taken down from different platforms. So a replica jersey for $30, definitely still happy with the sale. Okay, like I said, tomorrow, which is Saturday morning, I'm going to be going yard sailing before I go and help out for the Turtle Fest. festivities in Tillsonburg. The actual Turtle Fest stuff happens in the afternoon. So, I might pack it in early, probably by 10 a.m. I'll be done with yard sales. Might go grab some ice and things that we need for our cooler to set up our little, my little barbecue area that I'm gonna be doing. I might post some stuff on Instagram about it as well. This video hopefully will come out Saturday as long as I can get it edited today and up for tomorrow. Other than that, today's Friday. That's what's happening Saturday. Sunday, I'm going to the Father's Day game at the Rogers Center with my father-in-law and mother-in-law and obviously my wife. So that'll be a lot of fun. So I have to figure out time to edit, Monday's video. So if Monday's video doesn't come out till Tuesday, it's because I was just having a good time at the Rogers Center on Sunday. If you guys like videos like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content, and we will see you soon.